now, Hondo?
I'm here! Get him to show his face! Give me some cover, but be careful of the girl!
Suspect still has hostage. I have no clear shot.
I also have no shot! Girl's in the way! Hondo, tell me you got something.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up?
We are here. Shemar Moore, ladies and gentlemen.
So they psyched you out on that. I'm amazed that they showed you the helicopter thing, and but I can't tell you what happens. Something happens a couple seconds later, and maybe Hondo misses, maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Oh, please. It's Hondo miss. Come on now. I think anyone who follows you on social media knows how excited you are for the show to finally premiere on November 2nd.
I am so excited, and what you hear is not my sexy voice. You hear I'm so exhausted, but it's a good exhausted. I mean, when I get out of New York and go home, I'm gonna make sweet love to my pillow, something tough. I am so tired, but I'm happy and I'm excited and I'm here because I want to be here. You guys want me to be here. You guys are excited about SWAT, and I need everybody to know how much of a dream opportunity and a dream job this is for me. With everything I've done in 24 years of being in the game, and to my homies, to my fans, to my baby girls that have supported me, it just, you know, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and the game of Hollywood and everything I've done, and now SWAT. This is the hardest I've ever worked in my life, but in a weird way, it's not work because it's everything I ever asked for, and it is a dream job. So when you're this kind of tired, you just have to suck it up, and you have to look at the bigger picture and look at what I'm getting the opportunity to do, and I just know when you guys see this show, you're gonna be thrilled. You're gonna be thrilled, and I want you to enjoy me because this is another chapter of me. This is the evolution of me. I've grown a lot as a person. I've grown a lot as an actor. But then it's bigger than me. I want you to enjoy the cast. I want you to enjoy the show. The show is going to surprise you. I mean, the action's crazy. The action is so crazy. It's I can't say it's the best show on television. That's not my place to say it. That's for you guys to decide. But I can tell you with network television, there's nothing like this. I can't say ever, but right now, in my opinion, there's nothing like this on network television that has this type of fun. But then the part that's going to surprise you is the content. The content has a message of humanity, a message of unity, a message of understanding. Just for you to at least consider. You may not agree with everything you see, and you may not be able to relate to everything you see or everything that we're talking about, but there's going to be something and somebody or somebodies that you will be able to relate to. This show handles very serious present-day issues, but it doesn't preach to you. It's not heavy. It may make you feel. It may make you drop a tear. It may make you frustrated. It may make you angry, but hopefully in an optimistic kind of way. But the first ingredient about this show, and I promise you, otherwise I wouldn't be a part of it. I wouldn't be, but the first ingredient about this show, and I think it's necessary for us as people, as human beings, I don't care what color you are, in this country, let's all come together, and I emphasize the word come together, and have a whole bunch of fun. This show is fun, and I don't know outside of a parent who doesn't want their young child to see guns and bang, bang, bang stuff, I completely respect that. But there is violence in this show, but the violence is done in a very justifiable, justice, and optimistic way. This show reeks of optimism. It reeks of hope. It reeks of compassion. It reeks of humanity. And then, like I said, it's just fun. And you know, when you guys see this, and I know you've seen a few episodes, you know, as much as I want you to think I'm a great actor and and Shemar this and Brown Sugar that and Chocolate Thunder this and Hondo. This is Derek Morgan from Criminal Minds on steroids, and it's not just the physical, it's not just the muscles. I did gain some weight. I gained 10 pounds from my Criminal Minds days in the gym, and had a friend of mine cook for me 220 to 300 grams of protein a day for 4 months, carbs, because I wanted to, you know, I want to look good for my baby girls. That is true, and I ain't gonna lie. But I also know I felt like Hondo needed this type of presence, and also. But anyway, I want to get off track because I know you want to ask me some questions. But I'm talking like this. I'm talking like this, and I'm running my mouth, and I've been running my mouth for 9 months about this show. It's why I'm so tired, but it's why I'm so proud. This show, when you see it, I want one word out of your mouth, and besides that I'm cool or this or that, is whoa. It's just whoa, just whoa. Like, I didn't see that coming. It was so fun. Shemar was right. This is not at all what I expected, or it's more than what I expected. And I think it's going to surprise the industry, which is a great thing, because because I already know, without being cocky, that this is a hit show. I know that. I feel it in my bones, my gut. I know this is going to be a hit show. I know we're going to get the millions of viewers that we want, that the studio needs and all that stuff. I really believe that's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but I just believe in my gut. But I want more than that. I want this show to matter. I want this show to start to bridge gaps. I want it to bring people together. Do I think a TV show can fix the problems that are going on in this country and around the world? No, it may not be able to fix it, but maybe it can open a dialogue, open bridges of communication, make people pause and think. Talk to each other before we judge each other, color of skin, gender, sexual orientation, all of that stuff. Now, all of those are heavy issues. They're heavy issues, but we do it in a very, very light, fun way. And if you just want to have a good time, we got that. But if you want to stop and check yourself and think a little bit, it's in there too. And so all of that is why this is a dream job for me. And this is why I say it's Derek Morgan, that I'm so proud of, that I did for 11 years. But Hondo is Derek Morgan on steroids, and you'll see, because of how he looks, because of what he does, because of what he has to contend with, because of the stakes that he plays by, the pressures of the reality, trying to bridge gaps of racism and fear. I mean, there's so much involved. So I will end on this. My dream is SWAT from the 70s show, the movie from 2003. The only thing that's the same, and those were all wonderful in their time, the only thing that's the same is the name, the font, and the song. Na 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 na. And we even tweaked that and put what I call some stank on it. And we sped it up, we slowed it down, we put some bass in it. It's gonna be in every show, in different places and in different ways. And you gotta listen out for it. Sometimes it'll sound like the original theme song, and sometimes we won't. But my dream is, when I was young, I'm old enough, I'm 47, people know that. There was SWAT in the 70s. When I was in high school, I watched. I'm really tired, but keep up with me. I watched Arsenio Hall every night at 11 o'clock. On Thursday nights, I watched Cosby Show at 8 o'clock. And on Friday night, you did not leave the house until you heard Phil Collins sing "In the Air Tonight" and Crockett and Tubbs on Miami Vice. And it was the hottest, coolest cop show on television. And I'm not saying we're going to imitate Miami Vice. I'm just saying that if SWAT 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 can be that fun, cool, mean something show like that, then that's a blessing. That's a dream come true. So you guys got to watch it, spread the word, get those ratings up.
And we should applaud you because you covered everything on the first page of my questions right there. So well done, sir. But I'm going to jump in here and just talk a little bit about the training. I know I've heard you say you trained with LAPD SWAT, San Diego PD SWAT, SEAL Team 6. What are the things that you learned that you wanted to incorporate back into the character and the team?
What are the things that I learned? I mean, I just want people to know that. I mean, just what you just rattled off. I mean, LAPD SWAT, San Diego PD SWAT, SEAL Team 6. I mean, what that means is we're being trained because I don't want to just be, and none of us want to be, the cast, the writers. We want authenticity. It's a TV show. It's entertainment. It's pretend. You know, we're actors. I'm not really a cop. And we're playing pretend and bringing this world to life. But there's a responsibility to be as authentic and as real as possible. So from the behavior, from the mindset, from the tactical approach. You know, I was Derek Morgan kicking down doors, and we had consults then too. You know, how to enter a room, and you know. But on Criminal Minds, I was running around with a little gun, and I was using my left foot to kick down that door. And, you know, FBI. But it's interesting, if you watch Criminal Minds, every time I kick down a door, boom, FBI. What was the next word out of my mouth? Clear. Nobody was there. And, you know what I mean? And so this time, people are there. Bad guys, good guys, victims. And it's all based in real time. And so we got to discern whether or not they're good guys or bad guys. And so we're SEAL Team 6, we're talking about bin Laden. Those men and women that we're talking about. Those are the real people. San Diego PD SWAT, LAPD SWAT. This is what they do every day, men and women. They're the real heroes that run around and take the risks and leave their homes, leave their families, leave their loved ones to fight for justice. They're not perfect. But they're helping relative strangers. You know, they've seen life and they've seen death. You know. They've seen it. They've seen light and they've seen dark, but somehow they still get up every day and they go out and they risk their own lives to fight for the light. Now, in this country, let's just call a spade, let's keep it 100. There's a lot of distrust. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of unsatisfaction. There's a lot of fear, you know, between us, the civilians, and what's going on with the men and women in blue. Do we trust them? Is it fair? You know, Black Lives Matter. Are black kids getting shot for the wrong reasons? Or are people spending too much time worrying about Black Lives Matter, and there's white people who feel like they're not heard? SWAT is the Trump years without talking about Trump. Nobody cares who you voted for on this show. We don't care who you voted for. We're just talking about what's happening now. It's not a political show. We're not going to talk politics. But it's what's happening right now. That's the difference of this SWAT compared to the movie, compared to the TV show. So there's so much going on in order for us to make this real. And so, yeah, tactically training, we did. We learned how to use our weapons, handguns, rifles, understand the gear, all this stuff here that we're using. These are mags. Mags are, you know, bullets, chambers, which you put in the guns, how to use them. We went to shooting ranges, you know, so that we could feel live rounds. Live rounds means bullets that will kill you or hurt you or protect you. On the show, obviously, we don't use live rounds. We use what's called quarter loads. They're blanks, but when that bang bang is not always just a sound effect. It's loud. We wear earplugs and the whole thing, and we run around. So everything we're putting together in SWAT is made to feel and look as real as possible, and then the rest of it is acting. But we want civilians to take yet another look at the justice, the police officers, men and women. There are bad and there are good police officers. And there are bad and there are good us. And that's just what it is. Are we going to fix all that? No, but can we bridge the gap of understanding and patience? And can maybe we broaden our thinking, broaden our minds so that there is a little more unity, a little more harmony? That's the hope, that's the wish, all while having a bunch of fun. And so we've trained for the better part of 6 months. Once we trained for a month leading into the pilot. Then you got to play the politics of Hollywood and hope that it gets picked up. But we kept training. No, this is a true story. We kept training just believing we were going to get picked up because we needed as much training as possible. So if they did call our number, so to speak, we would be on our way and ready. And they called our number, and we just kept training from the tactical, from the physical. All of us got in the gym. We had to get in shape, all of us, not just to look good. I mean, we want to look good. We're in Hollywood. We want to look good, but we wanted to do it right. And I mean, Lena Esco, who's the only female SWAT officer, she represents, I think, two in Southern California, from San Diego to LA. She represents and she's just a sweetheart. She's strong-minded, and I mean, she's a boss, and she wants it bad, and hopefully she inspires women out there. I mean, there's so much inspiration in SWAT if you really pay attention. And you know, we premiere next week, and hopefully all this hype will, you know, will live up to itself. So yeah, we're taking this very seriously to represent the police, because we not only do we want to entertain you, but we want police officers, men and women, to watch this show and feel validated, feel justified, to feel inspired that we're showing them recognition. And as much as we want civilians to, you know, maybe we can like the police, but civilians need to know maybe the police are actually making the effort to like us, you know, and that's a lot to ask for from a television show, but I think it's possible.
There's also another layer to the show. I've seen when you left Criminal Minds, you said, you know, looking at the characters you played on, or the character you played on that, and then the character on Young and the Restless, you were the most sexually deprived person on TV, is how you termed yourself. But the characters. But here's the thing,
hold
on
on.
SWAT,
Go ahead.
there's a love story. We've seen it in the promos already. There is a bit of a love story already built into this show. What do you think that adds to the character and to the series?
So I just heard somebody in the audience go, "What? What? You're the most sexually..." Okay, we're not talking about Shemar Moore's sex life. We're talking, and we ain't gonna talk about Shemar Moore's sex life because my mama might be watching. We're talking about the characters that I've played on television. Now, outside of Malcolm Winters on Young and the Restless having sex with his brother's wife because she was over-medicated on medicine, and that's how the whole Drusilla baby daddy storyline came on. So that means I did the little hanky-panky at least one time on TV, all right? But since then, for the people who are like, what do you mean he's the sexually deprived? Let me talk about you baby girls for a second, all right? Every time I done kissed on some other girl in a picture because I met a fan or a friend on the street. I'm jealous. Get away from my man. And I'm very flattered by that. But I'm very flattered by that. Oh no, you're supposed to be with baby girl. You're supposed to be with Garcia. You're supposed to be with Garcia. We don't even like your wife on Criminal Minds. We don't even like her. Just you're supposed to be with Garcia. So what you need to understand, whether you're doing it or not, you don't want me to hook up with nobody. And I'm like, yo, can a brother live? Can a brother live? I mean, you know what I mean? Derek, I mean, I hope Derek Morgan's not a virgin, and I hope Hondo's not a virgin. I mean, I don't know what we're allowed to talk about, but there is
Within the promos, Hondo is not a virgin. I can vouch for that.
Well, I mean, just because they take showers together and lay in the bed, I mean,
friendly shower.
I hope he's not a virgin. But anyway, but no, SWAT is not about Hondo's sex life and all that, but and there's more to that relationship than just Hondo got a girlfriend. There's stakes, there's a secret, there's a lot of risk in that relationship, but that relationship means something. It's not just because Hondo got a girl and he thinks she's hot and she thinks he's hot. It's much more. It's much deeper than that, much more poignant than that, and that'll show itself as the show goes on. But no, I did make that joke. I was like, outside of that Drusilla baby daddy stuff, you know, and also on Young and the Restless, every time I got a girl, my brother would steal my girl, and I'd try to steal her, like, and then one of them died, you know, before we could, you know, get to business, if you know what I'm saying. And so yeah, I think like on television, I've been like the most sexually deprived character, or played the most sexually deprived characters ever, because we just never saw me, you know, get the goodies or whatever we won't call it. But yeah, but in real life, I'm not telling. No, I've been called gay. I've been called a playboy. I've been called everything, and you know, I'm not tripping, and you know, I'm not, because I know who I am. I'm not gay, and I have nothing against anybody who is gay. I mean, some of my dear friends are gay. My godfather, who's no longer with us, he was gay, and I'm not judgmental like that. I mean, you are what you are, and if you are what you are for yourself, and you're not holding it over anybody's head, and you know, you live your life for yourself, then I respect that. But I like the ladies. I like the ladies. You know, so.
Just one more question in this line of questioning. I don't think it's too much to spoil that we've seen in the promos, shirtless in multiple scenes in the premiere, everyone. Then, since I've seen the first 4, not shirtless again until episode 4, sir. Please explain that. And is there any kind of rule you will only be shirtless in like 50%
Did
of
you see the
episodes of
shows in
SWAT?
order?
I did see the shows in order. Oh,
Did you see it in order of how they're going to air, or did you see them?
I don't know. What are you saying?
Well, I don't know if I'm giving any secrets. They're not necessarily playing all the shows in order in the way that we shot them. But in the way that we shot them, the pilot, I did a little boxing thing, laid up with my girl, took the little shower scene. You don't feel scared to me on my whole little bit. You don't feel scared to me, baby girl. I don't say baby girl. And that's another thing. You're not going to, I've said, so far in shooting, I've said baby girl one time, and it wasn't to my love interest. Derek Morgan will forever be special to me. Penelope Garcia will forever be special to me. That was our relationship. Baby girl, chocolate thunder, all that stuff.
We just saw it last night.
Yeah,
Return
yeah.
to
I haven't
Parents.
seen
Very
it. I haven't
sweet-
seen it
very
yet,
sweet
except
scene.
for what all the fans are posting on Instagram. I see little clips. I haven't seen it yet. So when I get home, I think I TiVo'd or DVR'd it, whatever you call it. I did that. And but I don't say I'm not going to use baby girl in SWAT the way that I did in Criminal Minds. I might say baby. I might say whatever a man says to a woman. I don't think I've done that yet with my love interest outside of her name. I think I call her Jess, but I only call her Jess in private because she's Captain Cortez. She's my boss. So I have to be, very picky about when I show intimate stuff. So because we're keeping it a big secret. So her name is Jessica Cortez. So I'll call her Jess. But baby girl is special to Criminal Minds, and I did say it one time in SWAT that you'll see in one of the episodes. And I can tell you this because it doesn't give away the plot, but I say it to a lady friend of mine from where I grew up, not a love interest, but just a lady friend of mine who has a beautiful little baby. And you'll hear me say, your baby girl's getting big. And that's not what was written, but I said that because I'm a producer, I can kind of tweak stuff. And I did that on purpose to kind of pay homage to Criminal Minds and to see if any of my baby girl fans or fans pick up on, oh, he said baby girl. What's interesting is in that helicopter scene show, which is the second episode, it's called Cachillo, baby girl is used.
By the bad guy.
By
It's
the
very
bad guy.
disconcerting. I did
By
not
the
approve
bad
of
guy.
that.
And that wasn't written. That wasn't written either. We showed up to the table read, and the actor just started saying it, but it worked. But it's interesting to hear baby girl from a bad guy in a creepy way.
Very creepy.
In a creepy way, and it was like, and the producers and cast were like, he just stole your word, he just stole your phrase, and I'm like, yeah, I'm scared of him too. Let him say it. Let him say it. I was like, because he was a great bad guy. I mean, he's actually a really nice man, but he knows how to play a really bad guy. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I did want to put that little tidbit of SWAT is going to be different. People ask me all the time, like, oh, well, you played Derek Morgan, he was a cop, and now you're playing a cop, and what? So you're just a cop with a different name, So why'd you leave Criminal Minds? And I understand when you do something for as long as 11 years, and you guys, my fans, have supported me. Change is hard. But just know that, and so in making that change, I'd be doing myself a disservice to just go be the same in SWAT. And, I can't change how I look. I can gain weight. I can grow a beard. I can do all that. I can grow hair if it would grow, you know what I'm saying? If it would grow, it grows a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, it grows a little bit. But I kind of like the bald or the low thing. And I think Hondo, it works for Hondo that it's close to bald. I can't shave my head because I get those bumps, but my makeup artist helps me out. We keep it clean. And I get my hair cut every 2 days. It's a pain in the ass. Every 2 days to keep this look. But I want you guys to see the evolution of me as an actor. And leaving Criminal Minds was one of the hardest things. I don't like saying goodbye in life. I just don't like it. It sucks. I cry. It just feels weird. And I've had to say goodbye a lot in my life. You know, growing up, I didn't live any place more than 3, 4 years, friends, whatever. And then I had to change, and I had to change, and I had to change. A lot of you may or may not know that I lived out of the country for the first 6 years of my life. I didn't live in the United States. I was born in the United States, but I didn't live in the United States until I was 6.5 years old. And I just traveled a lot, and it was me and my mom, and we bounced, and we bounced, and we bounced, and we bounced. Living in Los Angeles is the longest. It's the first time I've lived anywhere for longer than 4 years my entire life, and now I've been there 24 years, chasing this dream and chasing this career. And so now at this chapter of my career, I call it my dream job. Don't misinterpret me. That doesn't mean that I think anything bad of Derek Morgan, Malcolm Winters, or anything in between. It's just I'm the type of person that I'm not living this life for money. Money's good. Money's cool. It gives you freedom. It gives you perks. It gives you nice things. I'm not living this life for status. Because when you die, one day, when it's over for me, you know, one day, and hopefully that's a long, long way away, I don't want to just be known because I was famous or I played a character or I had money or I dated such and such or no, I just, you know, whether you have money or don't have money, I want to know that I had a purpose. I want to know that I mattered and hopefully that I inspired people. And if I inspire just my loved ones, my friends, my family, but because of this platform that I have, if I can chase my dream and inspire you to believe that dreams are possible and entertain you and make you feel and have it matter to your life. A girlfriend of mine, you know, doesn't matter her name, but probably 10, 15 years ago, a woman that I dated who's still a friend, she's now married with kids, she broke down this word matter in a way I had never thought about it. And then so now it's one of my favorite words. You want things to matter. You want to matter. I just like that word, and it now matters to me. And so everything I choose to do in my life, the people I have around me, the roles that I take, the things that I say yes to, the things that I say no to, all of it, if it doesn't matter, then I don't mess with it. It needs to matter. And so I hope what you see. Without Malcolm Winters, there would be no Derek Morgan. Without Derek Morgan, there would be no Hondo. And now with Hondo, I don't know what that's going to open the door for me down the road, but live in the moment, live in the moment. I'm just so excited to be the lead because I've worked my butt off to get there. Some people think my life is easy because I'm the so-called pretty boy and I got a six-pack and you know, that's all cute, but you know, it's like it's you take the gifts that you've been given, but trust me, I'm on a high right now. I'm on a high, but there's been lows, both professionally and personally. I've had to face adversity, not complaining. Oh, poor me, poor me. No, you just don't talk about it. You be about it. But that's for anybody. We all got a story. You got a story. I got a story. All of you got a story. And the people closest to you sometimes will doubt you or second guess you or not want you to succeed or be jealous or be envious. And somehow you got to weather that storm. And I promise you, seeing those billboards around town, seeing the buses, well, here it's buses. There's buses with my big old head on it. And from my fans tell me my eyebrows are on fleek. And I don't know what that fleek word, I mean, I figured out what that word means, but it's just weird to me. But and then billboards all over LA and buses all over LA. And it's cool. It's really cool. I'm like, yo, that's me, that's me, that's me. But it's still surreal to me. So I'm not like, ha, 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 look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. No, I mean, I'm at a stoplight and the bus pulls up next to me and I look out my window like I can't even see my head. It's so big. I like see part of my nostrils and my lip. And I'm like, man, and it's me. And my friends are calling me King Kong. Because I'm King Kong jumping from billboard to billboard and all this stuff, and that's a dream come true. But it's I know what it took to get there, and I know how many people. I know a lot of people that told me that I don't deserve it or it'll never happen, and I know there's a whole lot of people like yourselves out there that rooted for me and rooted for me and rooted for me, and only I know my dream, and you guys are riding with me. And by me just reaching higher, it's not just about look at me, look at what I'm doing. It's like look at me, look at what I'm doing. That means you can do it too. You can do it too. You just got to believe. There's no guarantees, but you got to fight like a wild dog. All that stuff I write, all that stuff I write on Instagram, that's real. That's real. And so I'm probably not answering anything you asked me, but I'm explaining to you, I'm trying to give you some sense of who I am when I'm not being Derek Morgan, when I'm not being Hondo, but what fuels my fire to give you these characters and why I'm so excited by this opportunity.
Nice, like the applause. And I think we have time for audience Q&A? We do. Let's go ahead. First question.
Thank you for being a part of the Build series. My question for you is, what is the most difficult aspect when it comes to the creative portion in getting the product of SWAT?
Ask me that one more time, please.
Sorry.
No, I heard you, but I need to really hear it. Go ahead. I told you I'm tired, but go.
What is the most difficult aspect in creating the product to be, which is SWAT?
What is the most difficult aspect of creating the product called SWAT? At this point, it's not difficult. The hard work was in the beginning of really understanding the vision. And that started with me and Sean Ryan and Aaron Thomas. Aaron Thomas is a brother, a black dude out of Kansas City. And he had this idea of this new interpretation of this story he wanted to tell involving SWAT, but also involving SWAT based in real life and real issues and real scenarios that are going on. And Sean Ryan bought into it, and this is before I was even mentioned. And then because of my time on CBS, the years that I put into CBS, an executive named Glenn Geller, who is no longer with CBS, but was a prominent part of CBS, suggested to Sean and Aaron that they should consider me for the role. And again, I'm chilling in Australia in my backyard with my bulldogs. I don't know nothing about. I'm doing selfies and lip syncing with you guys. I don't know what's going on. And eventually they got to me, and I sat down and I met with them and I talked. I said, look, I don't want to just be on a cop show. I don't want to just be on a cool TV show. Well, what do you mean you don't want to be in a cool TV show? Everybody wants to be in a cool TV show. I said, well, I've been on a cool TV show, and I've been on TV for a long time. I don't just want to, because I don't just want to work. What do you mean you don't want to just work? You can make money. I don't want to just work, and I don't want to just make money. I want to matter. And Sean wants to matter. Justin Lin wants to matter. It doesn't matter if you know these names. In Hollywood, we know these names. Maybe some of you do know these names, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that you won't know their names, but they're an intricate part of making this show and other shows really well. So the hard part was in the beginning was getting everybody on board to know that they were what they were a part of, not just making a TV show, not just getting ratings, not just getting a paycheck. Like, are you passionate? Are you passionate? Do you believe in greatness? Do you believe in moving the needle? Do you believe in raising the bar? Like, I really, look, this could all go bust, and it'd be like, Shemar was tripping, but I gotta believe. I could have gone bust a long time ago, but I always believed. And honestly, when I believe like this, it doesn't fail. That sounds really cocky, but it's a fact. It's a fact. That doesn't mean I haven't stumbled and fell, but I get up, dust it off, and I try again, and I try again. I think, honestly, I think I'm successful to whatever. I'm not Denzel Washington. I'm not Brad Pitt. I don't have Oscars. But I think I'm successful to whatever degree I am, because I just wouldn't go away. They were like, this dude, and like, a gnat that just keeps bugging you when you're trying to sleep. A gnat, I'm like that gnat, like, I'm coming. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. And they gave me yet another bigger chance. And so the hard part is over. Now we've got a cast, we've got the writers, we've got the crew, we've got the producers. They believe in the possibilities and the power of this. And so now, and the SWAT members that have come, they want to help us because they see how badly we want to be authentic. That's authenticity, change, move the needle, all while entertaining people and having fun. That's SWAT.
And we have one more question, I think. Oh, right there.
We're going to come back to you because you started, but go ahead. Let's go.
As an actor, when you're in a series, as long as you were in Criminal Minds, how do you know you know, in your heart, whatever, when it's time to move on and start a new chapter in your life? Like, how do you know it's time to leave Criminal Minds and go somewhere else?
I'm trying to think of the best way to answer you. I think I may have said, again, I'm tired, so I don't know what I've already said, but I will say, but I hear your question loud and clear. I treat my acting career like school, okay? You're not going to stay in the first grade, the second grade, third grade, fourth grade forever. You evolve and you graduate. So Young and Restless was high school, and I needed those 8 years to get my chops together. I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I first started Young and Restless. I was cute. I had my eyebrows and I had a six-pack, and I had to go to acting class, and I had to go to my acting coach, and I had to figure it out. But I had good instincts, and that's what Bill Bell, the creator of Young and Restless, told me. He said, I picked you out of all these people because you're a handsome guy, but you have good instincts. But you need to work on those instincts because you're very green. So it depends on how seriously you take this, because you have this opportunity, but this opportunity could go away. But how serious you gonna want to take it? And I'm just that type of person. When I go for, if I care about something, then I care about something. If I care about somebody, I care about somebody. I go for it. So to answer your question, I always want to grow. A lot of people, and this is, and you all need to look in the mirror, and I'm not accusing you of anything because I don't know you like that, but I'm not talking about this room, I'm talking about life. You can look in the mirror. A lot of people pursue comfort, and they get comfort, and they just embrace comfort. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not me. And this is going to sound really arrogant, and I'm going to say it for a whole lot of people to say, to hear. And if you judge me for it, you judge me for it, but this is just who I am. I've told my loved ones, I've told women that I've dated, I tell my mother, I am not here to be ordinary. I'm not better than anybody, but I don't want to be status quo. I don't want to be ordinary. I want to do something extraordinary. That doesn't mean shine and be a star, because you'll never hear me call myself a star. You'll never hear me say, do you know who I am? You'll never hear me say that, ever, 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 ever. That's just not how I get out. Because, and a line I always say, and I mean it, is, I'm in Hollywood. I'm blessed. I'm in Hollywood. But I refuse to be Hollywood. I refuse to just think I'm extra cool because I got some money and I got some cars and I'm on TV or whatever. No, I made a choice. I took a risk. I invested in it. I put my everything into it and defied the odds, and I made it happen. I made it happen. Nobody helped me do nothing except my loved ones that support, but they can support you all day long. But from action to cut, that audition, that get in your car with the little bit of money you got left in your pocket and put it all in your gas and bet on you, that was me from the beginning. And so you got to ask yourself, do you want to be comfortable? Do you want to be ordinary? I got Martin Luther King on my back. Criminal Minds wouldn't let me show my tattoos. SWAT lets me show my tattoos. Okay? No, I'm not getting, you done seen me shirtless on Instagram enough times. You can go see all my stuff. But I got an expression on my back that says Carpe Diem. It's been on my back for 10 years. You guys just didn't see it on Criminal Minds, and maybe I showed you when I was in my backyard, taking silly pictures for y'all, but it says Carpe Diem. That means seize the day. And it's not about politics. I got Malcolm X in there. I got Barack Obama. And I got Martin Luther King. It's not about politics. It's just they stood for something. These were black men that stood for something. They didn't just stand for black people. They stood for all people. And they moved the needle. They promoted change. I'm not saying I'm like those guys, but I'm inspired by those guys. On my lower back, you can call it a tramp stamp if you want to, but I don't buy into that. That's your core is the strongest part of your back, part of your body. It says freedom, because I'm all about freedom. Find your own freedom. Find your own freedom. That's not shackles. That's not what it is. That's not handcuffs. It's find your own voice. Find your own lane. Find your own freedom. My right arm has a lion. You guys know that. If you follow me, you know what I got on my shoulder. My left arm has my initials, SFM. It's not because I love myself. I do love myself. But I'm proud of Shemar Franklin Moore. I'm proud of who I am as an individual. That's why they're on my arm. My right leg, I have a tattoo, which is the yin and yang symbol with the drama mask. Yin and yang is just the balance of life, the balance of good and bad, light and dark. The drama masks, or the acting mask, that's what I do for a living. The spider web is just the spider web that catches all the chaos of life. So everything I have on my body, everything I do, all the choices that I make, they mean something. And unless I have a platform like this, you guys don't know what they mean. So if I'm going to tell you who I am, I'm only doing that not to celebrate myself, but to inspire you to be who you think you are, and you got to own it. Own it. Don't ask him, don't ask her, ask yourself. He might agree, she might not. So what? Own it. Be that. And when you can do that, man, it's a good feeling. I went to the Blue Mountains, and I know I'm not talking about nothing on that card, and I'm hoping I'm answering your question, but I went to the Blue Mountains in Sydney, Australia, and you guys saw me playing with kangaroos, and you saw me flying around my little jet. It wasn't about Sydney, Australia. It was about letting go. I let Hollywood go for a minute. I knew I'd be back. Not like this. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I just let go. I put my phones down. I put my laptops down. No gadgets. It was just me and some clean underwear, some socks, some hiking boots, a couple pair of jeans and T-shirts. I let my beard grow. I let my hair do what it did. I bathed once a day. You know, I had to do that. And I just escaped. And I took care of me, and I didn't Instagram, I didn't do none of that. I just let it go. I just disappeared. I used to do that as a kid. I went camping in Yosemite and all these places, and I was a kid again in Australia, and I got in touch with my kid, and then I came back ready to be an adult again, and I feel different. I feel lighter. I feel younger. I feel better, and now I'm ready to continue to grow. So how did I know when it was time to leave? I felt like I had done all I could do with Malcolm Winters on Young and the Restless. I felt like I had done all I could do with Derek Morgan. You know, it's tough to say goodbye, but it's not goodbye. It's just for now. But let me grow. And because you know, as high as I can possibly reach, as high as I can possibly fly. I hope I never get there, but I hope I keep approaching there. Because if you ever get there, then what do? But I'm gonna set my sights on it, and I'm gonna get as close to there as I can get. And then when the lights go out, when the time is over, at least that ride was still going up. At least that ride was still unknown. At least that ride was still exciting. So I hope that's making sense.
That was a really wonderful discussion. Thank you so much, Shemar, for being here. We are running out of time just because we have to get the next group in for the next bill.
Let her answer.
Well, you know what? Maybe afterwards she can come back and talk to you there. We'll make it up to you somehow. But again, we thank you. And just one more time.
Thank you, guys.
November 2nd, 10 p.m.
November 2nd, SWAT.
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 All right, thanks so much.